Throughout the 80s and 90s, Kevin Costner gained recognition for his performances in several successful films. There are far too many to list, and besides, that's not what you came here for, is it? In his heyday, the ladies were beating down his door, and Kevin was tearing down their walls. Behind the Hollywood heartthrob image, his love life was a hot, stinking mess. How messy, you ask? Well, we're about to find out. Before we dive deep into other people's business, don't forget to scoop up something to munch on at rrgsnacks.com, our online concession stand that has an assortment of barbecue beef jerky, gummy sour bears, and garlic parmesan popcorn. Kevin Michael Costner was born in Linwood, California on January 18, 1955, and he was raised in Compton. He told CNN he had a wonderful childhood, although his parents didn't have a tremendous amount of money. His dad worked for Southern California Edison, the primary electricity company for most of Southern California. His job caused the Costner family to move around a lot, and Kevin attended 4 different high schools. He was very shy and awkward and stood only 5 feet 2 inches tall during most of his teenage years. Being thrown into a new environment was hard on him. He was always the new kid and struggled to make friends. During the whole 4 years of his high school experience, he only had 1 date. In other words, the girls just weren't interested in him. He had a growth spurt later in life, and by the time he enrolled at Cal State Fullerton, he was over 6 feet tall. He met fellow student Cindy Silva in 1975 at a frat party, and he told People magazine, "She represented everything about women that I like." He took her to the movies on their first date, and afterward, he took her home to meet his parents. He told People magazine, "I was just really proud that this girl would go out with me. I wanted to show my parents." He graduated with a degree in marketing and finance in 1978, and he and Cindy got married that same year. He held a job in his industry for about 30 days before deciding it didn't really inspire him. While working in construction, he decided to move to Los Angeles to pursue a career in acting because it gave his body all the tingles he was looking for. And by tingles, we mean Kevin was getting his freak on in front of cameras. He didn't hire an agent, a publicist, or a manager, and preferred to handle things on his own, which might have been a mistake. He told Interview magazine his acting teacher asked him if he wanted to appear in some exploitation movies, and Kevin wanted the experience and the exposure, so he agreed. Now, for those of you who are unaware, an exploitation movie is typically low budget and explores a lot of taboo topics. They typically contain nudity and intimate acts. Kevin starred in a film called Sizzle Beach, USA, which he described as a T&A film, and Radar Online classified it as a soft-core intimate flick. He appeared in another exploitation film, including Shadows Run Black, before deciding that wasn't the direction he wanted to take his career. He became focused on accepting acting gigs that he was more proud of, while Cindy worked in the marketing department for Delta Airlines. In 1987, he starred in No Way Out, and the film included a steamy, intimate scene. People magazine reported that Kevin told a friend, "Cindy doesn't like these sexy roles, and she's given me an ultimatum. I've either got to quit doing them or quit the movie business." As his career progressed, the entire family traveled with him, and Cindy got a small gig on the set of the 1990 film Dances with Wolves, which Kevin starred in, directed, and produced. But rumors of Kevin sticking his nozzle in other women's gas tanks started to make headlines. He reportedly had flings with Halle Berry, Michelle Pfeiffer, Bobby Jean Brown, Mira Sorvino, and Naomi Campbell. Allegedly. In other words, Kevin ain't got no type. When Kevin jetted off to England for 4 months to film Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Cindy and their children stayed behind in the U.S. Soon enough, British tabloids reported Kevin was having an affair with a receptionist at a London nightclub. Kevin responded by calling the allegations off the wall and said he worried how the effects of fame would hurt his family. After the film wrapped, Cindy reportedly asked him to spend more time at home, and he promised to take a year off. But Hollywood came knocking with a gig he couldn't resist, the role of Jim Garrison in Oliver Stone's JFK. Even Cindy told him it was a role too important for him to refuse. Up until that point, Kevin was seen as a good guy and a family man, but the quiet whispers of Hollywood insiders suggested he was nothing but a hound dog. An insider told People magazine that he loved all women, and Kevin agreed by telling the publication he didn't discriminate and the outer package wasn't important. An insider added that Kevin would, quote, almost reflexively come onto any woman who caught his eye, and he was earning a reputation for flirting with anyone and everyone, from journalists to extras on film sets. He also made it clear during a 1987 interview that he was ready to live an uninhibited life. He said, "I have a big thirst, a big taste for things. I hate the fact that I've lived by somebody else's rules and I've somehow missed out on something." Behind the scenes, Kevin's self-imposed relentless work schedule and the increasingly public rumors of his womanizing were taking a toll on Cindy. His movies began to bomb at the box office up until he starred in and produced the 1992 film The Bodyguard alongside Whitney Houston. By that point, women across the globe wanted Frank Farmer to munch on their fish taco. And unfortunately, Cindy didn't stand a chance. Kevin told the Daily News, "The temptations are pretty strong, and there's a hungry world out there waiting for you to fall. I try to conduct my life with a certain amount of dignity and discretion, but marriage is a hard gig." Sometime around 1994, he met a model-turned-handbag designer named Christine Baumgartner at a golf course restaurant in Costa Mesa. Christine would have been 20 at the time, and Kevin was 39. We're unsure what happened during their first encounter, but Christine would play a significant role in his life many years later. We'll get into that in a bit. In 1994, while filming the movie Waterworld in Hawaii, Kevin reportedly entered a full-blown affair with a married hula dancer. When asked about the allegations, he told the Seattle Times, "This woman has done nothing wrong and yet has had to share the harsh light of celebrity with me. I feel embarrassed, and I don't think there's one thing I can do to make her life better." Whatever happened appeared to be the last straw for Cindy. By the time they announced their split in 1994, after 16 years of marriage, they had resolved all issues regarding their children and all financial affairs. Some sources claimed Cindy was awarded a settlement worth close to $80 million, and they shared joint custody of their 3 children. After their divorce was finalized, Kevin blamed himself, and instead of taking the time to heal and make some better choices, he started running through Hollywood starlets, including Angie Everhart, Courtney Cox, and Elle Macpherson, to name a few. And then in 1996, he goofed up while having an encounter with Bridget Rooney, the niece of late Pittsburgh Steelers owner Dan Rooney. Bridget got pregnant and gave birth to Liam Costner in October 1996. According to Yahoo, Kevin didn't acknowledge the child until Bridget demanded he take a paternity test. After learning he was indeed the father, he set up a trust fund in Liam's name. A source told People magazine that Kevin saw the child, quote, occasionally but not on a regular basis. In 1998, he reconnected with Christine, the woman he met at the golf course when he was still married to Cindy. They started dating, but Kevin wasn't ready to go all in. He told People magazine his painful divorce left him unprepared to ever love again. He added, "I was like the classic single guy. Who do I love this week? Who next week?" Sounds like Kevin was for the streets. He said that for years, fear kept him from taking things with Christine to the next level. She was ready to have children, and he was already a father of 4, so he wasn't sure if he wanted to have more kids. In 2002, 4 years after they reconnected, they broke up. Christine told him, "I'm going to wait for you, but not long. When you come to your senses, come back to me."
She said, "But if you're going to be with me, if you need to know that kids are at the end of the road for me."
He came to his senses all right. One day he woke up and thought to himself, "Am I going to lose a beautiful woman who is willing to be with me to my very last breath because I am afraid to say yes to a child?" He decided he didn't want to miss out on love. He and Christine rekindled their relationship that same year, and in 2004, 49-year-old Kevin and 30-year-old Christine became husband and wife. They signed a prenup to protect his assets, and one stipulation required Christine to vacate all of his homes in the event that they go their separate ways. They headed to Scotland for their honeymoon, and while there, Kevin played in a celebrity golf tournament. During some downtime, he allegedly received a massage in their hotel, and a spa worker accused him of performing an indecent act and exposing himself. The woman said she reported the incident to the hotel's management, and she was subsequently fired. She later filed a suit against her former employer. The woman and her former employer later reached a settlement, and Kevin escaped facing any charges. He and Christine welcomed 3 children, making Kevin a father of 7 kids by 3 women. Being an older father made Kevin more aware of his mortality. He told People magazine that his fear was that his life would end prematurely and someone else would raise his children.
My biggest prayer was always, to God to be the one that gets to raise them.
Kevin has continued to snag acting gigs throughout the years, including his role on Yellowstone. He has also transitioned into the world of music by performing with his band, Modern West. During the pandemic, he told People magazine that his marriage grew stronger, and many people believed this was a relationship that was built to last. Because he was 19 years older than Christine, he said he made an effort to stay in shape by keeping himself looking right and tight. But apparently, there were other issues they were facing in their marriage. In October 2022, Radar Online reported that since Kevin was spending several months in Montana to film Yellowstone, it caused friction in their family life. Christine was home alone with her children, and she reportedly wanted Kevin to hang up his cowboy hat and spend more time with them. An insider told the website she wants a firm commitment this is his last season, or he might have to hit the dusty trail. An insider told People magazine despite knowing his wife was unhappy, Kevin was obsessed with his latest project, a movie called Horizon. This reportedly led to 49-year-old Christine filing for divorce in May 2023 after 18 years of marriage, citing irreconcilable differences. An insider claimed 68-year-old Kevin was blindsided, but he was moving forward with enforcing their prenup to have Christine vacate his properties expeditiously. The insider added, he has 3 of them, and they own nothing jointly. So Christine must pack up and leave all his homes based on the time schedule set by the prenup. Did Christine think this through? Does our girl have a backup plan in place? From there came allegations that Kevin got a woman working on the set of Yellowstone pregnant. Now, judging by how he used to get down in the past, we wouldn't be surprised if this were true. However, sources close to the actor said the rumor is total BS. We'll have to wait and see how this one plays out, but for now, we wish Kevin, Christine, and their family nothing but the best. If you enjoyed this video, let us know down below, and thanks for watching RRG.